Greetings, my name is Rhymes, and welcome back to Warframe. Today I'm going to be talking about Kullervo. That's just how I pronounce his name, Kullervo. Uh, Short Cully. Anyway, Kullervo is honestly really damn cool. I didn't think I'd like him as much. I was not going through that farm, so I farmed prime junk, sold it, and bought him. And a few other things. That's a lot easier than farming him, in my personal opinion. Anyway, Kullervo is definitely a pretty cool Warframe. So let's go over his abilities and passive real quick. So his passive is basically just melee attack, heavy melee attack. I don't I don't really care about doing heavy attacks with melee weapons. It's just not my style. I typically don't use melee anyway. So Wrathful Advance, it's a teleport. Except you can choose to teleport to a marked location by holding it, or if you just tap to an enemy, it will deal a heavy attack and it does a lot of damage. So that's cool. His 2 is his main survivability. It gives him overshield, not overshield, overguard to a cap. My cap is 22k. And it also does okay damage. Its main thing is just giving you survivability. But if there's no enemies around, it will hurt you. So keep that in mind. Collective Curse is cool. You shoot one enemy, you hit all of them, basically. It can feel a bit odd sometimes. Like, sometimes this doesn't feel like it works with his one, but it should. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it. But at the same time, it also what does work. I don't know what it is. And his 4, honestly, I don't really care for. It staggers enemies in a radius, but why isn't this just a shotgun of daggers and not a rain? I don't get it. Anyway, so this is my build. Zero forma, as is typically my style. So basically just power. That's kind of it. Like, just power strength. Decent duration, good range, a little bit of range, really. Just, I threw this together and it worked, and I'm like, I'm not changing anything. So, I have Arcane Rage and Arcane Adventure just because other arcanes won't work with him because of his overguard. So I don't really know why he has so much armor. Why doesn't Varuna have this much armor? That's weird, right? Anyway, so I'm gonna be using my Kuba Dragoon just so you can see the build if anybody cares. I don't know why you would care. Axamati Prime. I don't know. Again, I don't know why you would care about my weapons, and also the trusty Yamato. So this is going to... I can one-shot Acolytes with this, with his 1. I've done it. Not with bleed procs, just one shot. Anyway, so let's jump into Steel Path and show him off. Alright, let's start this just by spamming this. Okay, and then I can just, yeah, it red crits. It's just pretty numbers at the end of the day. It's just a different colored number. Now, some people are going to really disagree with that. It's like, oh my god, no, red crits are the shit. Eh. If an enemy dies in one hit, they die in one hit. It doesn't matter the damage, right? And I'm one-shotting these enemies, especially with the bleed procs, and especially when I use it more and more. And also Kuba Dragoon. Where's the Dragoon Incarn? So let's actually do that. So yeah. You hit one, you hit all with his 3, which I think is pretty neat. Oh god, I'm out of energy. This is worst case scenario for Kullervo. You have to be very, very careful about that. Because if when your overguard goes away, and it will on Steel Path almost all the time, you are very, very vulnerable. Because the dude doesn't even have shields. Okay, now I actually have a decent amount of energy now. So I'm just gonna do that. It does okay. Like his 4 does okay, but I'm like, why is his 4 a rain? I don't get it. Anyway, let's let's switch paces and use the Aximati. I gotta get it stacked up first though. Oh, and Overguard protects you from Xmas units, from knockdown, from staggers, a lot of stuff. I also want an Incarn form for this thing. Anyway, yeah, this is basically him. Let's actually just use melee for a little bit. I don't typically do it, but yeah, his 1 boosts melee. And that's the thing I saw that I was like, I don't really know about that, Chief. When I was first reading his kit before I got him, I was like, he just looks like a generic, like, melee frame. But no, he's a bit more than that. So yeah, when the Acolyte comes, he's going to get 1 shot, more than likely. It's not super consistent, at least not with the Yamato. But it can be... I know I can do it. I know I have the know-how to do it. Like if I bring the Hate Scythe and do a heavy attack build on that thing, then yeah. I felt like I was robbed with my 4. Oh, I'm low energy. I should not. It's because I have 90% efficiency. Because I was, leaning really heavily into power strength. And if you're wondering what element I have on my Dragoon, it's heat. At least I'm pretty sure it's heat. Stop. Okay, here comes Mr. Acolyte. I'm gonna get my combo up. And let's see if I can't one-shot him. I should be able to. No, not a one tap. Well, no, not even with the bleed. But still, that's honestly pretty strong. I know some people are going to scoff at that and say that's absolute weak sauce, but I don't think so, considering the fact that Acolytes are resilient to a lot of attacks anyway. I got my freaking thing yanked. Oh, I also forgot to mention that my Robo Dog Bender is he's doing Xmas unit stuff, so yeah, Kullervo is definitely cool. He's definitely a frame I feel like most people might enjoy playing, but I can understand why you're like, I went through getting him and I'm just disappointed by him. I can understand that. In my personal opinion, I think he's fine. I don't think he needs any adjustments. But that's just me. I do wish that he had shields, though. Oh, hello. I wish he wasn't so reliant on Overguard. Overguard is obviously good. Like, it's strong. But, man, as you saw there at the beginning, that goes away and you're screwed. Like, if you don't have any energy, you are in a very, very tight spot. I also didn't show off his teleporting without going to an enemy. Also, by the way, I when I first saw this dude, I saw his abilities. Like I saw this and I saw this. I was like, um, is anybody a fan of Devil May Cry from in a DE? Because that is obviously trick teleport, and that is obviously summon sword, and that is obviously summon swords. Like, Um. Anyway, that's just my brain being rotted by Devil May Cry. Anyway, Kullervo is definitely really cool. I don't think you need as much power strength as I have. I just wanted more overguard. Uh, so you know, he's definitely cool, but there is one glaring flaw with the way this works. If an enemy or a boss cannot be affected by an ability, recompense is awful, and Korlovo will die. Uh, so the Murmur boss or any other boss that can't actually be affected by an ability like that. If there's ads around, then sure, but if it's just the boss, that's rough. That is rough. I've been through that. So the Murmur boss sucks. The event got old so fast. I only did it to get Arcane Energized to sell. He's cool. I would recommend getting him, but the farm is bad. I got his shotgun, and that took a very long time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, in Trilby, we trust.